I think a lot of the packaging of financial aid to Africa, and I would only know about Africa, is linked with you will have these birth control programs, or you will have distribution of condoms for AIDS. And that is very true. I know myself that when we went down the road of having promoting behaviour change, we were actually denied money from outside resources. I don't mean church resources, but other government resources, because we would not distribute condoms. And even one day, I'd been asked to work out a prevention program for about 5 dioceses. They wanted a big area. And I'd been asked to do that by a big donor organisation, and they wanted to help the Catholic Church. They had helped other groups, and they wanted to help our program. And when I presented the program to them, there was the promotion of the awareness of AIDS, there was the promotion of behaviour change and commitment to abstinence and faithfulness. And they asked me, but what about the distribution of condoms? And this was a school program. I said, I'm sorry, I'm not promoting condoms in schools or out of schools. They said, but unless you will promote condoms, we cannot give you money. And I actually walked out of that office and left a cheque for $273,000 on the table, because I wouldn't say I would promote condoms, because I know as a gynecologist I'm endangering people's lives.
If you are using such a short-sighted approach to help people in my area, definitely you wouldn't help them. But if you help them to appeal to their morals, to appeal to their change of heart, to appeal to the change of attitude, then they wouldn't have to go through the trouble of looking for what they can't find.
Sexual intercourse can, it is true. If you misuse it, if you abuse it as a young person, then it has an implication on your future, and a very big one. And so to these big organizations that are promoting the condom, I would say, let them give abstinence a chance. If they could give the strength they are giving to the condoms at the moment, if they could give at least half that strength to abstinence, then we would get very far. Because abstinence has worked in Uganda.
When people argue with me and say the church is wrong, the church doesn't allow condoms, I said, but look, the church is promoting something that is 100% safe. And the church is also promoting what it has always promoted, and that is gospel values.
I would say that the people who are saying the church is responsible for the spread of AIDS need to examine their own consciences, that they are perpetuating the idea that the condom is 100% safe. And if you just keep on distributing condoms, you're actually working against the spread of AIDS. I would really argue that by creating that mentality that I don't have to take responsibility for my actions, a little bit of latex is going to do that for me, where actually the promoters of condoms are actually spreading the AIDS.
The more they distribute the condoms, is the more they are promoting sexual activities, especially to the youth, and of which, to me, I don't take it as a good thing.
For a very long time, the media has ridiculed and also reported in a biased manner against abstinence, and in many times misrepresenting the issues that are being raised. There is a gentleman called Dr. Green. He has recently come up with a paper, and this paper shows that the per capita use of a condom in Uganda is very low, is among the lowest in Africa. And yet the HIV AIDS rates in Uganda are going down. And he quotes countries whose per capita use of a condom is very high, South Africa being one of them. And still the figures are high. So he's saying these people are using fewer condoms per person, but the figures are low. Why? There must be another explanation.
I think you're facing a challenge in South Africa, I would see, from two areas. There isn't an openness towards AIDS. It tends to be if somebody gets AIDS, it's all hushed up, it's pushed under the carpet. And I think when you have that secrecy, that it only helps AIDS to spread quietly. I think if we can come out, really show compassion and love and care for those who are sick and who unfortunately have the virus, and also get them to speak out and to have that openness, that we don't discriminate against people with HIV, but rather that we support them. I think it would be much healthier. And I think it was one of the things that maybe helped us in Uganda. The second thing is, I think there's a lot of education needed to go on. I think there are awareness programs telling people about HIV, AIDS and things, and then just giving them condoms. But I think awareness to me is only the first step. I need to tell people how to overcome the difficulties around HIV, AIDS, how to make the responsible choices so that my life is not in danger. And that is what the Education for Life program tries to do. And then to help people to understand that they and they alone are responsible for their life, for their health, and that it depends on the choices they make. Nobody else can make it for them.
I received this gift from my mother.
From your mother?
And she received it from her mother.
From her mother?
And now I'm giving it to you.
To me?
And you take care of it. And you pass it to your children.
I'll make sure, Mama. From generation to generation to generation. And to me?
Yeah.
Well, that's special, Mama.
Okay, now I have to leave my son.
Oh, Mama.
I have to go back to
Thank you very much, Mama.
Goodbye.
Enjoy
your birthday.
Bye-bye, Mama.
Just pick up the pieces, Mafu. We will see tomorrow. Eh? This is
guys.
Not just pick up the pieces. We'll see you.
The gift. Yeah, man. Yeah, just pick up the pieces, man.
This wine glass symbolizes the gift of our lives. Precious, beautiful, but fragile. Unfortunately, if you toss it far too long, from drugs to sex, from sex to stealing, all these kinds of things, it is fragile. It is bound to